I'll be honest, it's worse than it looked in the pictures. That is what you get if you spend £200 on a car from Facebook Marketplace. It was a gamble. It was a terrible buy. I got down there, it was a long way away. I wanted the car, I was coming away with it no matter what. It could have been on fire and I probably still would have bought it. Geoff Buys Cars started as a written blog. I never intended to do video, but what happened was we went to get the first car and my dad started filming, and that sort of kicked off the whole thing. There's not a great deal of footage for the Ford StreetKa, mostly because in those days I had a crap phone. So what I did was I wrote a rap. Here's a rap about a crap car. Bought a Ford StreetKa for £200, the roof came off and the wheels went round. In terms of the good news, that's about it. This little car was a pile of... The car wouldn't start, had no MOT, 90,000 miles from 2003, dented every panel with a hole in one wing. I really should have torched the god-awful thing. Driving back home was a bit of a joke. Down on power, it had no poke. With a slight misfire from cylinder 3 on the uphill climbs, I started to pray. Warning lights and grinding brakes and smelling real hot. I really was wondering, what have I got? Finally gave up with 2 miles to go. Ditched it at a pub and got a cab home. Got it to a garage saying, tell me what's what. Mark just laughed saying, what have you bought? Diagnosed the problem as a cracked spark plug, 2 anti-roll bars, an indicator, coil pack, ignition switch, worn subframe bushes. Bollocks. The project was dead with the budget blown. The StreetKa was a fail, who would have known? An investor steps in to help make it right. I'll pay for the MOT if, for me, a blog you'll write. One blog later that got tweeted around, the StreetKa's fixed and I'm feeling real proud. I put it on eBay and now it's back home again, and then God steps in and says, nah mate, here's 2 months of rain. The car's on my drive, just rotting all day. Mrs. Geoff wants me to take it away. In steps Jim, a brave man from Twitter. I'd like to buy your terrible shitter. We settle on a price that allows Geoff to move on and meet at the airport at 1:45. Jim drives away to the Emerald Isle and Geoff feels relieved and can once again smile. Jim soon finds that the car has its charms if you can look past the rust and the warning alarms. He gets into Scotland without much of a hitch, though even he wanted to set it on fire in a ditch. The story gets better with one final twist. You'll never guess where the world's worst StreetKa goes next. Up steps Chris from the site, not too grand, and suddenly the keys are there in his hand. The £200 car that should have been destroyed is heading back to England for Chris to enjoy. I like the little car, but I'm glad that it's over. It gave me the cash to go and buy a Rover. Geoff Buys Cars.